Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the January 7th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer, followed by 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. This one first. Take a moment to look this over. Wow, powerful. The question of the day is, what are the consequences when I don't practice detachment, and what are the consequences when I do practice detachment? The passage is about an Al-Anon member who had been in Al-Anon for 20 years when their teenage child started to show signs of alcoholism. And thank goodness they had the program, because they were reminded that they can't cause it, they can't cure it, and they can't control anyone's alcoholism or substance abuse. Alcohol is a substance. That's why I say substance abuse. Plus, my son specifically, it wasn't really alcohol, it was other substances. It's the same exact thing. So it says that what helped this person was the wisdom, the strength, and the love of their higher power. And they learned through their program how not to contribute to the problem. Today's reminder is talking about detachment and putting our faith in the idea that our loved ones have their own higher powers to help them deal with their business. And the quote is from 3 Views of Al-Anon Alcoholics Speak to the Family. And it says, from an alcoholic's point of view, don't do for me what I can do for myself because you love me or because you feel anxious. That's pretty, I don't know why. That just touches me. So what are the consequences when I don't practice detachment? Well, insanity, for one. When I don't detach with love, complete insanity. Things are out of control. I am completely out of balance. And I become desperate and unhappy. It throws me right into crisis. But when I do practice detachment with love, and the book doesn't say detachment with love, it just says detachment. But for me, I can't detach without love. So I always say detachment with love because that makes it possible for me to detach. And when I detach with love, I am able to accept and love the soul of the person and separate that from the disease that they are suffering from. I am able to support them in ways that contribute to their well-being and not contribute and not participate or contribute in any way to their further detriment, such as enabling. And I'm not saying it's easy. We just had a reading very recently about what actually is enabling. And it basically came down to, what is my motive? If I'm scared and I'm trying to make myself feel better, I'm probably enabling. That is always helpful for me because I get anxious and I want everyone to be happy. And when I see that people aren't happy, if I don't think about it very carefully, I can do things that undermine my own well-being just because I think that it will make someone else feel better. But that's not really helping. The difference between detaching and not detaching for me is the difference between being well and not being well. Detachment with love is, it also makes it, well, I realize I didn't just finish my last sentence, but detaching with love is so much easier because of the 3 C's. I cannot cause it. Nothing I can do can cause someone else's addiction. I can't control it, and I can't cure it. That was the beginning of my sanity when I first came into program, because my son was indeed a middle teenager. Actually, he was a young teenager, because teenagers start at 13. He started really having challenges at 14. I think it was really 12, but it became a real problem around 14. And that was just a really tricky age because, of course, he's a minor. I'm supposed to be able to keep him in line, and I most certainly could not keep him in line, quote unquote, keep him in line, because he was under the influence of substances, and that's just insanity. So maybe that's why I feel so attached to this page, because it's about a teenage son. I'm not sure, but powerful, powerful page for me. How about you? What are the consequences when you don't practice detachment? And what about, how do you feel when you do practice detachment? Oh, I love detachment so much. I didn't even know it was an option. I didn't know that I could do that. And then when I understood what it was, I didn't know that I could do it and feel serene. What a miracle. All right, I'm going to take a minute and read this passage. This is about taking time every day just to relax by yourself. So the recommendation, it's a loose suggestion, really, very loose suggestion, 30 minutes, but start with 5. You can do anything you want in that time, but prayer, meditation, connecting with your higher power. It helps us enjoy our own company. It helps us to get perspective on our life. And when we feel connected to our higher power, we never, well, I shouldn't say never because that's a very strong word, but we feel a lot less alone. Today's reminder is talking about whatever time we give ourselves is a step forward. And we can hear the guidance, we can feel the guidance from our higher power, and that moves us in the right direction. And the quote is from Ovid, or Ovid. I know I've heard that before. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. But it says that a rested field yields the greatest crop. I find that for myself. I go down fast if I don't rest. I need a lot of downtime. I'm amazed at how much downtime I need, but I feel like it's just me. Like it's just how I work, and I know how I work and I know what's comfortable for me, and luckily I'm at the age where I'm getting older, so I don't think people expect that much of me. Uh, but I definitely I acknowledge that I require a lot of downtime, a lot of quiet time. I like socializing, but I also I need to make up that time by just being quiet at home by myself with my partner. I mean, a lot of times I'm downstairs and my partner's upstairs, and that works really well for me. We'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you so much love. Take care.